Everybody, hi Gail, hi Kevin, there's everybody coming in. All right, let me get over there. I have to put the thing up here. All right, so let's get down to it because it's late and it's Saturday night and Sunday. It's all right. Okay. All right, we have some stuff. All right, let's let this is something, okay? I don't know. Maybe, hang on. Maybe this is not the right way to handle yourself at all, but let's see this we got here. Hold on one second. This is not the way to have a wedding. Okay. All right. So, hang on. Some people take it seriously, okay? If you cut them off in a buffet line, they might not just let it roll right off their back. They might not let it, maybe they're hungry, maybe they need a Snickers, something like that. Could be a lot of things. This man right here did not take it lightly. Okay. Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office had a problem, and there was he was mad. They were at a wedding. It was on a buffet line. And that was not just any line. It was the line for the prime rib. Okay? So the 52-year-old man was arrested because he was mad. Another man let two girls cut in line ahead of him for the prime rib. So he hit the man in the head with a plate. Yes. And this was at the Boca Lago Country Club on January 18th. This was an attorney, Mark Roher, 52 years old. He became enraged over being cut in line at the carving station. He was waiting for his turn to get his prime rib, and he confronted the man who let his daughter and another girl go in ahead of him. They had a verbal confrontation spilled over to physical violence. And then the attorney became increasingly frustrated when the man ignored his complaints, and he struck the man on the head with a dinner plate, which caused it to shatter. Witnesses reported the altercation quickly escalated into a broader physical confrontation that involved multiple wedding guests. Wow. Remember that when we went to the way? Yeah. In an interview with the police, Roher confirmed that he became upset about the line cutting. He denied that he used the plate as a weapon. He admitted to pushing the man, but he said he didn't hit him. He also told officers that the wedding was a dry party. No alcohol was being served, and he hadn't had anything to drink. Despite his denials, the report indicates that Roher physically engaged with the victim, pushing him and holding him by the collar. He was arrested. He was charged with felony aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. He and his wife were both issued trespass warnings, banning them from returning to the country club for 1 year. Trespass warnings. Don't even tell me they broke into, like it wasn't even there. What? Trespass warnings? What? This is crazy. I wonder he was doing, wow. I don't know. Nutty. Now I'm just trying to see something if this Amber Alert is still on, or if they found this boy, 12 years old, from Virginia Beach. I just want to check it out. Speaking of that, where is Lisa Hobbs? Lisa Hobbs, where are you? Lisa Hobbs. I don't know if I ever told, if you got in the thing, but Lisa Hobbs, you're such a sweet woman and you're so nice. I see you in the comments. You've always got a nice thing to say. You're dealing with a lot yourself, but you always come in and you're very sweet, and I love you and thank you for watching. Okay, I'm not sure if this is still going on, but I'm going to put it on there. I'll err, on the side of caution. If it's already over, then fine. If it's not, we'll put the Amber Alert for the at-risk person. Hold on. Okay, Juan Sebastian Acevedo, Virginia State Police and Virginia Missing Children Clearinghouse has issued an Amber Alert on behalf of the Virginia Beach City Police Department for a child abduction that occurred on January 24th at approximately 900 hours. Child is believed to be in extreme danger and was last seen in the 200 block of Micah Avenue, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Abducted is Juan Sebastian Acevedo, Hispanic male, black hair, brown eyes, 12 years old, 5'8", 105 pounds. The child abducted was last seen wearing blue pants, a red hoodie, and black shoes. No scars, marks, or tattoos. Child is believed to have been abducted by an unknown person. Anyone with information, call the Virginia Beach City Police Department 757-385-5000 or call 911. Hope he's found. Okay, that's really scary. Okay, let's see now. All right, so we have a former Marine and his wife charged with involuntary manslaughter. That's according to the United States Attorney's Office, Middle District of Florida. And let me pull this over there. So it says United States Attorney Roger B. Hanberg announces the return of an indictment charging Cody Glenn Simon, 30, from Cleveland, Ohio, and Kateri Ann Simon, 30, of Avon Lake, Ohio, with involuntary manslaughter. If convicted, each faces a penalty of 8 years in federal prison. According to the indictment, in 2022, Cody and Kateri Simon unlawfully killed victim 1 without malice while at MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa. An indictment is merely a formal charge that a defendant has committed one or more violations of federal criminal law, and every defendant is presumed innocent until proven guilty. The case was investigated by Naval Criminal Investigative Service. It will be prosecuted by the Assistant United States Attorneys Abigail K. King and Michael G. Sinecor. Now let's see that. What can we find out about what was happening to them? So that is okay, so let's see what happened. In a toddler's death, this is about, let's see what happened here. The 2-year-old died after a heavy suitcase fell on her inside a child's playpen where her parents placed her to sleep. Okay, their daughter, Maeve Simon, died after her parents placed a suitcase that was packed with heavy books on top of a pack-and-play playpen where they placed her to sleep. During the night, the suitcase apparently fell into the playpen and pinned her by the neck. She died of asphyxiation. The report documents an investigation in which child protection workers concluded that inadequate supervision contributed to the child's death. The parents knowingly placed items over the top of the toddler's pack and play in an effort to keep her confined inside. Although they were not doing it for discipline purposes, and although they were not willingly trying to harm her, their actions ultimately led to her demise. The Simons at the time lived at the Air Force Base at the southern end of South Tampa. They had 2 other children, 4 and 6. Before the 2-year-old's death, according to the report, the family had been having trouble with her getting out of the crib at night. The girl would crawl out, mess things up in her room, and keep other family members awake. Worried she might hurt herself, they started placing her inside the pack and play to sleep. They took out the pens, and placed a mattress inside, but the girl was once again able to climb out. They repeatedly tried to keep her confined. They tried using a mesh cover that zipped near the top. They tried putting her to sleep in a sleep sack baby suit, which restricted her leg movement. They tried placing a foam children's play couch on the top of the playpen. But no matter what they did, the little girl was still able to get out. The parents then started putting the suitcase that was loaded with books, weighing more than 50 pounds, on top of the playpen, with the foam couch and the mesh cover. They were planning to soon let her start sleeping on the bottom of a bunk where her siblings slept. Cody Simon told investigators that he put his children to bed between 8:30 and 9 p.m. on November 26 of 2022. He said he remembered hearing the girl babbling for about 15 minutes. She then went quiet. He assumed she was asleep. His wife, who returned home late at 10:30 and went to bed. The next morning, a Sunday, the parents got up to prepare breakfast. Kateri Simon went into the toddler's room and she found the girl with her neck pinned beneath the suitcase and the other items. The mother immediately pulled her daughter out. The girl was unresponsive. She yelled for her husband, who called 911. Paramedics tried to revive the girl, but she was declared dead at the hospital. A medical examiner labeled the girl's death a homicide. Cody Simon told investigators he had several beers the evening of November 26th, said he did not become intoxicated. The report notes pediatric records indicated the girl was developmentally delayed, except in the area of motor skills for a child her age. It noted a particular speech delay. The girl had been in speech therapy for 6 months. There was no indication that the parents had discussed the girl's sleep problems with a doctor. Her siblings appeared to be well cared for. Neither of them had sleep problems. The family had previously lived in North Carolina, Hawaii, and Ohio. Investigators found no prior documentation of child welfare concerns. Florida child protection officials referred the family to in-home support services after the girl's death. The parents also completed parenting, mental health, and grief counseling. Records obtained by Tampa Bay Times indicate that Cody Simon underwent a court-martial last year and pled guilty to child endangerment. Military officials withdrew charges of involuntary manslaughter and negligent homicide. He received a sentence of a 1-year confinement and a bad conduct discharge from the military. Thereafter, the family moved back to Ohio. A judge appointed lawyers to represent the couple after their arrest last week. The respective attorneys could not immediately be reached for comment. So, yeah. So now they were charged after 2 years, two plus years. Sounds like a really unfortunate situation there. Okay, now let me see something here. Alrighty. Next up, Gypsy Rose. You know, her life after lockup is almost on. It's going to be on in March, right? So she's getting ahead of the rumors and she's telling everybody how she feels. Okay, so let's see what we've got. She fired back on rumors through her Instagram. And let's see, she said hold on. Let me go to her Instagram first. Let me see if she takes things down off Instagram all the time, but let's just see if Chip left it up. Let's see if she left it up. Okay, well, on her thing, she's excited to announce the highly anticipated season 2 of Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup, Monday, March 10th. We have that, so it's looking like she took down what I'm going to talk to you about. Let me make sure. Her thoughts on her memoir. Yeah, 6 weeks. Okay, so she's already taken down that thing. She does that all the time, or she puts something on her stories and then it just goes down. So I'm going to tell you what she said. So she hit back at a claim that CPS, Child Protective Services, had to check in on her daughter. She said, no, CPS is not involved. Okay, and then she said, our baby is very safe and healthy. She wrote that alongside a rolling eyes emoji on her Instagram story, which you can't see anymore. She then denied claims that she was on any weight loss medication and said that her stepmother, Christy, does not take care of her child for her. She also said that the baby in the pictures with Ken is not a doll or a fake baby. And then she sent a message to followers who are saying this. She said, if anyone actually believes this BS, then your brain has been rotted by misinformation and clickbait with bias and hate-driven content. God gave you a brain. Use it, she said. And let's see. And then that was it. So she's coming out and firing back on that. Let's see. All right, let's see if we have any other thing to talk about over here. All right, so somebody, let me see here. All right, somebody's speaking about, Luigi Mangione, somebody that was with him in the jail is speaking out. And you know what? I just want to make sure that we are live because I just realized that I want to make sure that this is going on. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I just thought I might want to check that. Okay. So a Pennsylvania inmate inside the state correctional institution at Huntington is talking about Luigi Mangione. There was an article in the Prison Journalism Project on January 23rd where someone named Vaughn Wright shared moments from the 10-day span in which Mangione was in that facility. He wrote that Mangione was being held in the rear of D Block, where the death row inmates were previously held. He said every time he was escorted from his cell, D Block got locked down. During lockdowns, all prisoner movement is prohibited. Unlike most inmates who wore the standard issued orange jumpsuit, he said that Mangione wore a turtle suit. We know what that is, right? We've gone over that multiple times. Wright was talking about the padded jumpsuit thingy that worn by inmates who are at risk for self-harm. During Mangione's time at the prison, there was an interview with Ashley Banfield. She was discerned that some prisoners in E Block were watching her show as she reported live from outside SCI Huntington. The prisoners would yell and blink their ceiling lights in response to what she says. He surmised that Mangione's treatment at the facility was like a softer version of the prison guards' norm because they wanted something from him, and everybody wanted a piece of the biggest crime story in the nation. No matter what, Mangione is and will forever be an SCI Huntington alumnus, Wright concluded. His brothers here will intently follow his case as it moves forward through the criminal justice system, all the while telling anyone who will listen, if I had been with them, what they would have done to keep him from getting arrested in the first place. Interesting. All right, and then we have a very intense and violent situation coming out of North Carolina. Jill Rohner's ex, who's a convicted stalker, Antonio Rodriguez, she said he could have killed me, but he opted not to. I've recently said to people it took me 67 years, but I finally got it right and found the right person. I was very much in love, end quote. Those are her words. She shared them with a newspaper about her late partner, John Rowe, who was shot and killed by her abusive ex-husband on Tuesday, January 21st. A police officer was also seriously injured in the shooting. Now, Jill escaped with her life. But her new partner was not so lucky, and she said, I thought I was going to be dead. She said her ex-husband, Antonio Rodriguez, certainly could have killed her, but he opted not to. We were face to face, and I was pleading with him. Rohner divorced Rodriguez, who was 70, in 2014 after 20 years of marriage, and he has not left her alone since. Court records show that he has multiple convictions for stalking her, and she had a restraining order against him. He had a history of abuse. He did not take me asking for a divorce well at all, she said. So 11 years ago, he actually had a gun to my temple back then. On January 21st, Rodriguez showed up at his ex-wife's Raleigh home, Raleigh, North Carolina, holding a bouquet of flowers with his face concealed by a mask and a hood, so she didn't recognize it as him. And he plowed through the front door. After he entered the living room, he hit Rowe, who's 73, with a taser, prompting the pair to fight. Rohner said shortly after he fled. Rohner called 911 to report the incident, but during the call, Rodriguez returned with a shotgun. He then broke down the back door of the home and shot Rowe. After Rohner ran to the garage, Rodriguez found her and told her that she took everything from him. Though he did not physically harm her, she ran back into the house where Rowe was still alive, and police arrived and instructed her to leave the house. Rohner obliged, but found it difficult to do so as the love of 2 years was injured inside. I wanted everything in my power to just drag him with me out of there. I didn't want to leave him. Rodriguez then shot at the police from inside the house, prompting them to return fire, and killed him. And Officer Max Gillick was injured in that gunfire. He remains in critical condition. He was a retired family doctor, father and grandfather. Rowe was just kind and sweet and generous and warm. So he was a retired family doctor, father and a grandfather, and he was killed by her ex. He was just that man that gave to his community, and he had a lovely family, which is part of what drew me to him, how well we got along. He got along with his kids and grandkids. Court records show that in 2023, Rodriguez pled guilty to 7 counts of stalking with a prior conviction, and disclosing private images, but a judge suspended his prison sentence, instead ordering him to serve probation. He also ordered to complete an abuser treatment program and a mental health assessment, plus discard any images of Rohner in his possession. But he violated the rules and threatened her, and she said, "You eventually just give up." Since their 2014 split, she had pleaded with him to get mental health help, fearing that he could snap at any minute. She said, "I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not blaming the police, but the system fails. I've got a piece of paper to protect me. He was on probation. He had an ankle bracelet, and they took it off, and they shouldn't have. They should have known where he was. Why did they take that off his ankle? Why?" So, very sad. Okay. All right, Amanda Knox. In the news again, Amanda Knox. Let's see. What do we got, Amanda Knox? Amanda Knox is stunned that Italy's highest court rejected her appeal of her 2024 slander conviction, saying on her podcast, "I'm feeling just kind of effing numb." On Thursday, January 23rd, the Supreme Court of Cassation in Rome upheld her conviction for falsely accusing her former boss, bar owner Patrick Lumumba, of the 2007 murder of her flatmate Meredith Kircher. That was only in 2007? I thought that was before that. "I'm a little bit astonished because I had higher hopes for the court," Knox said. "I'm trying to imagine how a legal expert, a panel of judges on the Supreme Court in Italy, can legally justify the decision they just handed down." She grew emotional. She said, "Their decision means that I just have a criminal record forever for something I didn't do, and there's nothing I can do." In 2007, Amanda Knox was a 20-year-old exchange student, and her boyfriend at the time, Rafael Solicito, her boyfriend at the time, were found guilty of killing Meredith Kircher, 21, but they were later acquitted. In 2008, a man named Rudy Grade was convicted of murdering Kircher. He was released from prison in 2021. In June of 2024, Amanda Knox was convicted once more for wrongly accusing Lumumba of killing her roommate under aggressive police questioning. She subsequently appealed the conviction. Let's see here. She recanted the accusation in a 4-page handwritten memorial the next day, but police still took Lumumba into custody for questioning, holding him for nearly 2 weeks before someone provided an alibi for him. The memorial, she wrote, intending to absolve Lumumba of any wrongdoing, is at the heart of everything, she pointed out. During questioning, there was no way I could possibly know who had murdered Meredith, and there was no way that I could know if it was Patrick or not. And that's why the police were able to convince me that it could have been him, because I didn't effing know. So for them to assert that I intentionally falsely accused an innocent person is just bullshit. In 2016, the European Court of Human Rights ruled that Knox's rights were violated during her interrogation. Despite that, they acted like the memorial that I wrote immediately afterwards was not an extension of those rights being violated. Noting that she is going to give herself time to grieve, the decision she vowed to continue to fight for criminal justice reform. I've been mentally telling myself there's no way for me to not just feel defeated by this, but for it to give me momentum and to pivot around this in some meaningful way and valuable way. I wish I were celebrating right now, despite the conviction. Despite the conviction, 3-year sentence, she does not have to spend any more time in prison because of time already served. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, wow, look at this. Come over here. Bill Gates says that miserable divorce from his ex-wife Melinda was the mistake he regrets the most. He had an interview with the Times of London, and he opened up. He's 69 years old. 69, huh? Bill is 69. Interesting. Okay. He opened up about his 2021 divorce from his wife of 27 years, revealing that one of his biggest goals in life was to replicate his parents' own 45-year marriage. He said he encouraged Melinda to be a little calmer than his mother was, but they were both very driven. He wanted his marriage to reflect his parents. He spent more time with his kids than his dad did, but the ratio was still 10-1, with Melinda doing most things for the kids. We had a great time. He said he believes there is a certain wonderfulness to spending your entire adult life with one person, especially when you share children. When Melinda and I met, I was fairly successful, but not ridiculously successful. That came during the time that we were together, so she saw me through a lot. When we got divorced, it was tough, and then she made the decision to leave the foundation. I was disappointed that she took the option to go off. They met in 1987 when Melinda became a product manager at Microsoft, and they eventually married in Hawaii in 1994. They founded the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, 1994. How old is this young man here? He was like 35, he was 37 when he got married, huh? Okay. And Melinda's 60, so she's 9 years younger. So how old were you, girl? You're like in your late 20s. Okay. When asked if divorce is his only failure in life, he said, "You would have to put that at the top of the list. The divorce was miserable for me and Melinda for at least 2 years. let's see. In the nearly 4 years since their split, things have become more cheerful, but he considers it the mistake that he regrets the most. He said, we still see each other. We have 3 kids and 2 grandchildren, so there are family events. The kids are doing well. They have good values. They share a son, Rory, 25, a daughter, Phoebe, 22, and a daughter, Jennifer, 28, as well as 2 grandchildren, Jennifer's daughters, Layla and Mia. Bill is now dating Paula Hurd, the widow of former Oracle executive Mark Hurd. Melinda has opened up about her split, saying their divorce was hard and painful. Over time, it came with wonderful new opportunities. She can live in a neighborhood. She can walk to little stores. She can walk to the drugstore, to the restaurant. She absolutely loves it. They separated during the COVID pandemic. And let's see. I don't know if she's got a boyfriend. It doesn't say. All right. See anything else? Let's see. Okay, I don't see much. Much else going on. I think we're going to do word cookies and probably go to bed. Right? Right. Yeah, I did that all by myself. Isn't that great of me? Isn't that great of me? I didn't even get to look at the chat at all. Hi, Murder of Crows. How are you? Hello, Scooter, Debbie. Debbie Scooter. I already did the daily puzzle, didn't I? Why is it giving me another daily puzzle? I already did it. Carolyn. Oh, I just had one more one to do. I got it. Okay, way. Large. Should I put large? Oh, hold on. Okay, murder of crows. Ear, and then era, right? You have ear, you have era. Gel, yeah, gel. Why are you begging? Why is she begging? I said hello. I said hello to you. I said, W2 Scooter, where have you gone? First time here? Who's first time here? Oh, Debbie D's first time here. Hello, Debbie D. Hi, Joanne Smith. How are you? Joanne Smith always comes in when I talk about, what's her name? What's her name? Gypsy Rose. You always come in when I talk about Gypsy Rose. And please check out our legal fund, because we are going to trial probably in March. We'll have a date in March. We have a pretrial conference on March 8th. And we have a considerable amount to raise for just the start of the trial. So if you're able to do that, please do that. If you would need, you can hear at the beginning of the auction video, Jimmy and I spoke a lot about the lawsuit and what it's doing and what they're doing and all of that. So if you want to go back and listen to that, please do. Because it's really not a good thing. Oh, Regal, yeah. Very good. That wasn't it, Carolyn. What wasn't it? What are you talking about? Well, I'm in top chat, so I must have missed something. Will you play Clay? Oh, I'll play it for Zoom. Yes, I will. I will. I'm going to finish after this, and I will. Do you know this, Rev? Very good. Can you get us the last one, Murder of Crows? Can you get us the last one? Let's see. It's got to be R or a V. V-A-L-E. Vale. Yes, we got it. Okay. We did it. All right. Thank you, guys. It's been a fun night. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless and prayers, and please think about the legal fund if you can, or share it out if you can, or please listen to the beginning of that auction and you'll learn some more about what we're going through. All right. Thank you so much. Love you. God bless. Prayers. Be good.